Hey there, history buffs and curious minds. Welcome back to Intriguing Info, the channel where we dive into history's wildest and most unbelievable stories. I'm your host, and today we're exploring a moment in history so incredible, so inspiring, that it's been called the Polish Thermopylae. That's right, we're talking about the Battle of Hodów, the time when a mere 400 Polish soldiers took on an army of 40,000 Tatar warriors and lived to tell the tale. It's a story of courage, strategy, and the legendary Polish winged hussars. So, strap on your metaphorical armor, because this is one battle you won't forget. Our story takes place in June 1694, during the height of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. At this time, the Commonwealth was one of Europe's largest and most powerful states, but it faced constant threats from all sides. One of the biggest challenges? The relentless raids by the Crimean Tatars, allies of the Ottoman Empire. These raids were brutal. Tatar warriors would sweep across the countryside, looting villages, capturing civilians, and taking them back to Crimea to be sold as slaves. It was a terrifying and all too common reality for the people of Poland and Ukraine. But in 1694, one village decided to fight back. The village of Hodów, located in what is now modern-day Ukraine, found itself in the path of a massive Tatar force, an estimated 40,000 warriors. The Tatars were well-armed, highly mobile, and vastly outnumbered any local resistance. But instead of fleeing, a small force of about 400 Polish soldiers, including the legendary winged hussars and light cavalry, decided to make a stand. These men weren't just warriors, they were symbols of the Commonwealth's fighting spirit, and they were about to face impossible odds. Now let's talk about those winged hussars for a second. These guys were the elite cavalry of the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth, known for their fearlessness, discipline, and distinctive armor adorned with feathered wings. Imagine the sound of those wings as they charged into battle. It was said to strike fear into their enemies. But even for the hussars, this fight would be like something out of a nightmare. When the Tatars approached, the Poles knew they couldn't win a straight-up fight, so they used their brains. The soldiers fortified their position in the village of Hodów, using makeshift defenses to hold off the overwhelming enemy force. And then the battle began. The Tatars launched wave after wave of attacks, trying to overwhelm the Polish defenders. But the Poles stood their ground, using their lances, swords, and muskets to repel the attackers. The hussars, normally known for their aggressive charges, fought a defensive battle this time, striking back with precision and discipline. It wasn't just bravery that kept them alive, it was strategy. The Poles used the terrain to their advantage, funneling the Tatars into narrow approaches where their numbers didn't matter as much, and they fought like lions, determined to hold the line no matter what. For hours, the 400 defenders held off the 40,000 attackers. That's a ratio of 1 to 100. Imagine the chaos, the shouts of men, the clash of steel, and the relentless onslaught of arrows and swords. But no matter how many times the Tatars attacked, the Poles refused to break. Finally, as night began to fall, the Tatars realized they couldn't break the Polish defense. Exhausted and demoralized, they retreated. Against all odds, the defenders of Hodów had not only survived, they had won. The Battle of Hodów became a symbol of Polish courage and resilience. Though the victory didn't stop Tatar raids entirely, it proved that even a small, determined force could stand up to overwhelming odds. The battle has often been compared to the Battle of Thermopylae, where 300 Spartans famously held off a massive Persian army. And just like Thermopylae, Hodów is remembered as a triumph of bravery and strategy. Today, the Battle of Hodów is commemorated with a memorial at the site, honoring the courage of those 400 men who stood against impossible odds. It's a reminder of the strength of the human spirit and of what can be achieved when courage meets strategy. The winged hussars remain one of history's most legendary fighting forces. From the Siege of Vienna to the Battle of Hodów, they earned their reputation as some of the greatest cavalry warriors of all time. Their legacy is still celebrated in Poland today, and their story continues to inspire people around the world. And honestly, can we just take a moment to appreciate how cool they looked? I mean, feathered wings on armor? That's next level epic. So, What do you think? Could you imagine being one of those 400 defenders, staring down an army of thousands? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love this story, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more incredible stories from history. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and remember, the human spirit can achieve amazing things, even in the face of impossible odds. This is Intriguing Info, signing off.